or the most vital thing I like about cesarean section is that your vagina remains intact.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's edition on Health Awareness with Licensed Nurse. And I'm your host for today. My name is Nurse Franca. And with me here, I have two beautiful licensed nurses. And with me is
Success.
And I am Nurse Faustina.
Today's episode will be discussing about cesarean section. There are lots of assumptions and misconceptions that people have because they really do not know what cesarean section is, and that is what we are going to be talking about today. There was a patient that reached out to me and she said for 4 good years her mother-in-law did not touch her son because she delivered the son through cesarean section. And I was like, why? She gave a reason. I said the mother-in-law said there is no cesarean section in their family. It's because the child is not their blood. That's why the woman delivered through cesarean section. And I'd be like, that's not true. It can happen to anybody. There are common indication that might lead to cesarean section. And with me today, as I said earlier, Nurse Success and Nurse Faustina will be talking about cesarean section. And we'll be asking our beautiful nurses today little questions about that. So we're starting from Nurse Faustina. Please tell us little about cesarean section. What is cesarean section?
Planned cesarean section is also known as elective CS. In this case, the patient is already booked. When I mean booked is that you've already registered in an hospital. Then you now come like 2 days. The doctor is already aware that this is my patient. You are coming for cesarean section because you have undergone all the tests and all the indications show that you are going to deliver with a cesarean section. So you as a patient, you come to the hospital 2 days before the cesarean section or 2 days before the C-section is done. So they will admit you into a ward. Then from there, they'll continue with other investigations of the ones they've not done. So they'll continue with other investigations and the cesarean section of which it will go smoothly. Then for the other one is emergency cesarean section. Here, the patient or the client is not registered in the hospital, is not a booked patient. The patient is just being rushed from somewhere, maybe from the house, from the church, from the market, because of some certain indication like the woman is bleeding, she's having pains, and all those kind of stuff. Some persons have delivered now, so you know what I'm talking about. So the person is just being rushed to the hospital for this cesarean section to be done quickly to help the mother sustain her life and also deliver the baby successfully. So there are other indications for this cesarean section, which is one, age. When a woman is too old, not really old though, but for the childbearing age is from 19 to 35 years old. So from 35 years old and above, we are being cautious in the hospital for them to deliver through vaginally. So we have to like the indications for the emergency CS. While for girls lower than 19 years can also give birth through cesarean sections. So other indications are
Okay. And also, when most people hear about the word cesarean section, there is this fear that usually comes to their mind. They'll be like, cesarean section, no, it's diabolical, it will not make me to experience womanhood. Mind you, before a doctor should tell you, okay, you need to undergo a cesarean section, there must be some things he has actually foreseen. He already knows that vaginal delivery is no longer possible. You cannot undergo this procedure. So he will advise you to undergo a cesarean section. Cesarean section is not a sin. Cesarean section cannot cause death. Most people will be like, my mother-in-law told me that if I undergo cesarean section, my child will die. My child will do this one. No, that is not true. Cesarean section helps to improve the quality of life in the sense that for a person who undergoes a cesarean section, there are some of the things that will not happen to our vagina. There will be no reason for like vaginal trauma or whatsoever. Yes, and also, sexual performance after delivery will be very good because she will not be feeling pain vaginally and all of that. Cesarean section is very good if you are indicated for it. And don't get me wrong, when I say cesarean section is very good, vaginal delivery is also good. Yes, it's very good. But when you know you have some medical conditions that will like hinder you from delivering successfully. You need to undergo cesarean section. I don't see any reason why there should be conception or you not be afraid, start doing this and start doing that. And so many people they'll be like, I must deliver like an Hebrew woman. Delivering like an Hebrew woman means you having your baby alive and also the mother alive.
Alive, yeah.
Cesarean section will not just they will not write it in your forehead. I delivered through cesarean section. No, it does not work that way.
It's only when you even show some persons your scar that's when they will
Exactly,
even know that
exactly.
this person has undergone
Cesarean
cesarean section.
section.
So it is not really a bad thing. It is not a
Exactly.
bad thing actually.
Yes, and some people actually feel that cesarean section make them less of a woman, because I see most people, they have this misconception saying because they deliver with cesarean section, they kind of have this shame. They cannot even speak when other women are speaking, when they are talking about how they deliver their child. They kind of like they are shying away from it. Does cesarean section make you less of a woman? Does it make your child less of a child?
Not
No.
at all, not at all. When you give birth through vagina, you carry your child home, right? Same thing as CS. Your child
Exactly.
is your evidence. So me, I don't see why you be shying away from saying all these
Exactly.
things. Even if I give birth with cesarean section today, I can boldly come out from the public and say, I gave birth through cesarean section. I know if you go there because say I want come born pikin. As doctor tell me say I go born through CS, I can't say no. No, I don't have to argue with my daughter. You don't have to argue with your daughter.
Exactly.
Your daughter is your safe space while in the hospital. Same with your nurses. So I'm not saying that you should exempt nurses from it. Those are your
Exactly.
safe space in the hospital. Like when you go to church, your pastor is your safe space. So when you go to the hospital, your do as your doctor says, do as your nurses say.
Exactly. Cesarean section does not make you feel less of a woman or deprive you of motherhood. Like she said, the only evidence there is your child. Like my colleague here already said, your child is your evidence. So anything that will make you not take your child home at the end, you should try to avoid it. Because at the end, they will not ask you, did you undergo a cesarean section? They will ask you, where is your baby?
Exactly.
Exactly.
If you should
Yeah.
really check it, nobody really cares about the procedure you like you took to give
Yes.
birth. They will
Yes.
ask you, where is your baby? That is what they will even be celebrating. They will not even like ask you, is it vaginal or is it cesarean section? It is not written on the forehead. And like I said earlier, there are some indications why a doctor will tell you, ma, you need to undergo this cesarean section. Oh. One, fetal compromise.
Mhm.
That fetal compromise, it means when your child or when the baby is not able to like breathe well. The normal heartbeat is supposed to be from like 120 to 160, but when they now see that your child is having 100, the doctor will not keep quiet and be like, oh, let's try. No, they will advise you to undergo a cesarean section. They are not doing it to like make you feel somehow or to collect
Or
money
less of
from
a
you.
human.
It will not make you feel less of a human. You are still the same person. It is not written on your forehead. So
Yeah.
anything you need to do to like, my child must come out safe, you need to do it. And I've also seen a situation. This man is a strong believer, like a very strong believer. So they told him, your wife cannot give birth vaginally. Oh." He said, no, my God will do it. And mind you, I know God can actually do all things, he can do both the impossible. But the Bible says wisdom is profitable
Able to
to
direct.
direct. If you
Exactly.
have wisdom, then in all your gettings, get understanding.
Yeah.
So when God gave them this knowledge to undergo such procedure, it does not mean that we should just like, okay, I will not do it, although it's not the will of God. No, the will of God is for you to be alive and your baby to be alive. The man was like, no, my wife can never, she will never. At the
Mm-hmm.
end, he lost the wife and also lost the baby.
It
Then
Are
was
you
he,
for real?
tragedy.
yes, and he was like, if I
Both
had, like, see,
maternal death and
yes,
neonatal
lost the
death.
wife and the baby. The same time, he was now regretting, oh, if I had knew, I would have allowed my wife to undergo this cesarean section. And most times, the husband might not be against it. You see the mother-in-laws, the
Ah,
relative around.
I've seen that one
That's
too.
it. That's the
I've
main
seen that
point.
one
Yeah.
too. This one, the woman was like, no, we don't give birth through cesarean section in
In
our
our
house, so
family.
in our family. You must give birth vaginally, you
And it
must
just be
push
like,
that
is it
baby. I
hereditary
know,
stuff?
I don't
When has
understand.
delivering a child become
Literally,
hereditary
exactly.
pattern?
That's what some person does not actually know. They feel like, okay, I gave birth within 2 hours. My child must give birth. No, it's not like that. Everybody is different.
Yes,
Everyone is
Every child,
different.
every
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 birth is
child,
every
different.
exactly,
pregnancy is
It's
different.
different.
Like
Yes.
exactly.
my patient 2 days ago, for her two first deliveries, she went to the hospital, she delivered vaginally, but for this third one, My sister had preeclampsia.
Okay.
She had
And even
preeclampsia.
is something that we even have. We'll talk about that because preeclampsia on its own is another huge topic, and this is one of the underlying cause of cesarean section.
Exactly.
So many things occur during pregnancy, and you don't just expect a woman to just. Do you know what even baffles me is that most of these women they are the cause of this thing because at the end of the day, you just see a woman sacrificing her life for a man because if you actually die in the course of giving birth, your husband and maybe the child survive, your husband is going to marry another wife.
Exactly. Then another woman will not come and be raising your child.
Children.
No,
You understand?
no.
So you need to
So-
be thoughtful.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I actually feel that women should learn to put themselves first.
Exactly.
Because you just see in the hospital, a doctor will just come and tell you nurse will be like, your wife cannot deliver vaginally. We have tried our best, so we just feel we should carry out a cesarean section. You have to sign consent. I just see, God forbid. They are very fast to roll their hand and be like, God forbid. Yo, we are Christians too. But there are some situations where you do not need to tempt God.
Exactly.
The most vital thing I like about cesarean section is that your vagina remains intact.
Yes, so now that one
After
full fast.
cesarean section, your husband will not be like, this thing is too wide or this thing is, it will remain intact.
Absolutely important. Yes, yes. And it will be good for your health.
Like C-type, there is no need for episiotomy. There is no cut there.
Yeah.
There's no laceration. There's no trauma. It will not be painful. So
Yeah.
women after vaginal delivery, they will start having pain at their vagina during sexual intercourse due to bruises and all of that.
Yes.
But if you undergo cesarean section, there is no need for that. Your husband will not want to leave you
You know,
because
again.
he will never. Everything is still intact. Like everything is still tight and all of that. So I urge you guys to like undergo cesarean section if it is medically indicated for you.
Yeah.
And also, cesarean section can also be elective. You can also choose to do it.
Yeah.
Nobody will not be like, and why you no, your doctor will not like discourage you from doing it. Cesarean section can be elective. You say, I want to do it. This is what I like. I have seen people who actually undergo elective cesarean section. Because one also they will not feel that labor pain and problem. You can choose the day you want to give birth through elective
Especially
cesarean
if you
section.
want your child and your husband to be having the same birthday.
Exactly.
Even you
Yeah.
sef.
So you can just do cesarean section. Say, doctor, I want to do this. So nobody will beat you. Nobody will be like, don't do it. So nobody will discourage you. It is very, very sweet. It is an easy process. And also, some people will be like, I heard during the procedure, the person will not be breathing, the person will be lifeless.
No.
Due to the modern technology we now have, during elective or during cesarean section, you can be seeing the procedure.
Yes,
You'll be discussing with the doctors and gisting with them.
Yeah.
It does not stop you that okay, after this thing I will not breathe. That is what my mom actually told me. Say, in those days, after cesarean section for like 3 days, the women will not be alive. They will not wake up. No, it's no longer like that. During the procedure, you'll be seeing everything.
Your husband can be there as well.
Your relative can be there.
Yes.
Your husband will hold
Any
your hand. You guys will be
relative.
discussing. After the procedure, 3 days, you are okay.
You're out of there.
Instead of you compromising the health of your baby and also
yourself.
your health.
So what are the possible recommendations now? Like, what are your advice for people, for pregnant women out there? Because this is mostly for pregnant women. Because as we are talking now, there are some persons watching this video that their doctors have already told them about cesarean section, but they are hoping on one pastor to tell them, don't worry, you will deliver like the Hebrew women. So what would you want to tell these women?
First of all, register in an equipped hospital. Then secondly, prepare yourself, prepare your mind. It's not as if I'm saying that you should always think negatively. No. But when you get to the hospital, then you see some situation have changed. So listen to your doctor, listen to your nurses, do as they've told you. Even if they say you are undergoing cesarean section, say okay, go home, discuss it gently with your husband. And not say make you go dey use harsh words dey talk to your husband o. You know how to talk to your husband, you know the way you can cajole your husband. Is your husband right? You know how to talk to him so that he can concur to this procedure.
Can you bring him together?
Yeah. He can as well come to the hospital. I've seen many cases where the husband will be the one to remind their wife, babe, today is your antenatal day, oh yeah, let's go to the hospital together. So you can as well carry him along so that he will know how it is, because some men you think say na to drop the sperm for them na dem know, some no go just bother about you again till you born, na there you go see dem say dem dey rub powder. Which is
Okay. My advice to every pregnant woman also, you should know how to apply wisdom in all time. Because your mother gave birth vaginally does not mean you will also give birth vaginally. And if a doctor should give you reasons why you should undergo cesarean section, please try to listen to your doctor. Because now when they are alive, now they see front. Yeah. Now when they are alive, they take care of baby.
yes.
If you should lose your life during the process of vaginal delivery, your baby will be with another person. Yeah. Some persons actually lost their life and also lost the life of their baby trying to give birth vaginally. So try to apply wisdom. Giving birth through cesarean section is not a sin. There is no place they wrote it in the Bible that if you should give birth through cesarean section, you will go to a fire. So just apply wisdom.
So we have heard from our nurses. Cesarean section does not make you less of a woman. Cesarean section does not make your baby less of a child. Cesarean section is not an abomination. So if your doctor has given you reason to undergo cesarean section, please, I'm begging you, heed to his advice and do it. And I pray that you're going to come out successful. So with this, we call it a day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do well to like, subscribe, and follow for more. And touch the notification button so that when we drop more videos, you will be able to see them. Until we see you again, bye bye.
Bye.